Hot, steamy, and ready in minutes, instant noodles have become a global favorite. Whether eaten as a quick meal, a late-night snack, or comfort food on a rainy day, they are found in nearly every kitchen. From college students surviving on budget-friendly meals to workers grabbing a fast lunch. Instant noodles have made life easier for millions. But have you ever stopped to wonder, how are they made? How does a simple block of dried noodles cook so quickly with just hot water? What makes that seasoning packet so flavorful? And how does every single packet of noodles look the same? Instant noodles weren't something new. They were first introduced in 1958 in Japan as a way to make cheap, filling food more accessible. Today, billions of packets are sold every year, with flavors customized for every region, from spicy and tangy to rich and savory. But before they reach store shelves, instant noodles go through a massive production process. It all starts with simple ingredients: flour, water, and oil. Then through high-speed mixing, cutting, steaming, frying, and packaging, they are transformed into the lightweight, long-lasting noodles people love. So how does it all happen? From raw materials to the final sealed packet, we're about to step inside the factory and break down every part of the process. But before we start, make sure to subscribe to this channel and turn on notification. By doing this, we will get encouraged to release more video. Also, kindly like and share this video so that other people will see it. Instant noodles may be one of the quickest meals to make, but their processing starts before they reach your bowl. Before they are mixed, shaped, and packed, the key ingredients must be sourced from different parts of the world. Each ingredient plays a role in making sure the noodles are soft yet firm, light yet filling, and full of flavor straight out of the packet. The main ingredient in instant noodles is wheat flour. This is what gives the noodles their structure and texture. But not just any wheat will do. Instant noodles require wheat which is rich in protein, so the strands remain firm after cooking and don't turn mushy. Most of this wheat comes from large farms in countries like China, the United States, Australia, and Canada, where the climate is ideal for growing high-quality grains. Farmers plant the seeds months in advance, waiting for the golden fields to ripen under the sun. When the time is right, massive harvesting machines move across the fields, cutting the wheat and separating the grains from the stalks. After harvesting, the wheat is sent to mills, where it is ground into fine flour. But before it's approved for noodle production, it must pass strict quality checks. Inspectors test the wheat for protein content, moisture levels, and purity. If a batch doesn't meet the required standards, it won't be used. But wheat flour isn't the only ingredient in making instant noodles. Another important ingredient is palm oil. This is what helps fry the noodles, giving them their unique texture and long shelf life. Palm oil comes from the fruit of oil palm trees, which are mostly grown in Malaysia and Indonesia. Workers harvest the fruit by hand, cutting heavy clusters from the trees and transporting them to processing plants. There, the oil is extracted, refined, and tested before it is shipped to noodle factories. Then there's salt and alkaline water, which give instant noodles their signature chewiness. The alkaline solution, also called 𝗖𝗍𝗄𝗏, is what makes the noodles slightly yellow and springy. It has been used in noodle making for centuries, first in traditional Chinese recipes and later adapted for modern production. Getting these ingredients from farms to factories is a massive operation. After the wheat is milled into flour, it is packed into large bags and loaded onto cargo ships or trucks, traveling thousands of miles to reach the factories. The same goes for palm oil, salt, and 𝗖𝗎𝗄𝗏. These ingredients must be transported in temperature-controlled conditions to prevent contamination or spoilage. But quality checks don't stop once the ingredients leave their source. Upon arrival at the factory, every shipment undergoes another round of testing. Workers take samples from the flour to check for impurities, while the oil is tested for freshness. If anything seems off, whether in texture, color, or smell, they are rejected. Instant noodles aren't just popular, they are one of the most consumed foods in the world. According to industry reports, over 100 billion servings of instant noodles are eaten every year. That means factories require an enormous supply of wheat flour, oil, and seasonings to keep up with demand. To put it in perspective, some of the largest instant noodle factories produce over 1 million packets per day. This wouldn't be possible without a non-stop supply chain where raw materials arrive daily, keeping production moving at all times. Using the right ingredients isn't just about taste, it's about food safety and consistency. Consumers expect their noodles to taste the same every time, no matter where they buy them. That's why factories work with trusted suppliers who follow strict farming and processing guidelines. For wheat, this means working with certified grain producers who ensure crops are grown without excessive pesticides or chemical treatments. For palm oil, it means sourcing from farms that follow sustainable harvesting practices, reducing environmental impact while maintaining high quality. The water used in instant noodles is also purified before being added to the dough. Since even a small amount of contamination could affect the final product, factories invest in advanced filtration systems to ensure the water is clean and safe. By the time the raw ingredients could be processed into instant noodles, they had already passed through farms, mills, oil refineries, and multiple quality inspections. Every bag of flour, every drop of oil, and every packet of seasoning has been carefully sourced, tested, and approved for production. But this is just the beginning. What happens next is where the magic takes place, where simple ingredients are mixed, kneaded, and transformed into the noodles that millions of people rely on every day. Now the transformation is about to begin. This stage is where simple flour and water become perfectly shaped noodles, ready to cook in just minutes. The first step is mixing. Large industrial mixers pour in wheat flour, water, and a special alkaline solution known as 𝗖𝗍𝗄𝗏. This ingredient gives instant noodles their slightly chewy texture and golden color. The machines mix everything together, turning dry flour into soft, stretchy dough. These machines handle thousands of pounds of flour at once, working with extreme force to ensure every part of the mixture is smooth and even. If the dough is too dry, the noodles will be brittle. If it's too wet, they won't hold their shape. Getting the balance right is crucial. Once the dough reaches the perfect consistency, it moves to the rolling stage. Giant rollers press the dough into long, thin sheets, gradually making it smoother and more elastic. The final thickness is carefully controlled. Too thick, and the noodles will take too long to cook. Too thin, and they won't have the right bite. Now comes the step where the dough starts looking like actual noodles. The thin, flattened sheets move to the cutting machines, where razor-sharp blades slice them into long strands. The width of the blades determines the type of noodle being made. Some are thin and delicate, while others are thicker for heartier meals. As the noodles are cut, they are arranged into wavy strands. That familiar curl isn't random. It helps the noodles cook evenly and fit neatly into their packaging. Before they are dried and packaged, the noodles need to be partially cooked. Conveyor belts carry the freshly cut strands through a long steaming tunnel where they are exposed to high heat for a short period. This step helps set their structure, ensuring they don't fall apart when boiled. Steaming also starts the cooking process, which is why instant noodles take just minutes to prepare at home. Now the noodles must be dried so they can last for months without spoiling. Factories use two different methods: flash frying or air drying. Flash frying removes moisture quickly, creating a dry, porous texture that allows noodles to absorb hot water almost instantly. Some brands skip frying and use heated air to remove moisture instead, resulting in a slightly different texture. Both methods create lightweight, long-lasting noodles that can be stored for months without refrigeration. Can you imagine making thousands, sometimes millions, of noodles every single day? The speed and scale of instant noodle production are almost impossible to match by hand. That's why machines handle nearly every part of the process. Mixing machines work non-stop, preparing batch after batch of dough. Rolling machines stretch and press it with absolute accuracy. Cutting machines slice noodles at high speed, creating thousands of identical strands in seconds. Steam tunnels cook them perfectly, and drying systems remove moisture with just the right amount of heat. Every step is controlled, monitored, and adjusted in real time. If one machine is off by even a fraction, if the dough is too thick, if the steam isn't hot enough, if the noodles aren't drying properly, sensors detect the issue instantly and correct it. This level of control ensures that every single packet of noodles is the same, whether it's made today, tomorrow, or next year. At this stage, the noodles are dry, fully shaped, and ready for the next phase. But they're not done yet. The next step is just as important: quality control, seasoning packets, and packaging. How are the noodles checked for defects? How is each packet filled with flavor? And how does everything get sealed and prepared for shipment? That's what happens next. The noodles are now shaped, steamed, and dried. But before they can be packaged, they must pass through the assembly line, where they are inspected, tested, and prepared for the final stage. Every packet of instant noodles must meet strict standards, ensuring that it cooks perfectly, holds its shape, and delivers the expected taste and texture. This is where automation and human oversight work together to make sure that only the best noodles move forward. The dried noodle blocks travel along a conveyor belt, moving through a series of checkpoints. The first step is sorting. Machines scan each block, checking for uniformity in size and shape. Every piece must fit neatly into its container, whether it's a plastic cup, a bowl, or a packet. If a block is broken or misshapen, it is automatically removed from the line. As the noodles move forward, sensors measure their weight. Each block must contain the right amount of noodles. Too much, and the packaging won't seal properly. Too little, and the customer gets less than what they paid for. Any block that falls outside the correct weight range is flagged and taken off the line. Even though machines handle most of the work, human workers play an important role. They stand along the assembly line, watching for issues that technology might miss. If they see a noodle block that looks too thin, too thick, or unevenly dried, they can pull it aside for further testing. This balance between automation and human oversight ensures that nothing slips through unnoticed. Random samples are taken at different points in the process. Some are checked for texture. Workers snap noodles between their fingers to see if they break cleanly or crumble too easily. Others are tested for moisture content, making sure the drying process is done correctly. If noodles contain too much moisture, they won't last as long on store shelves. If they are too dry, they might be brittle and break apart too easily. The noodles also go through a cooking test. A batch is pulled from the line and boiled in hot water to check how well it softens. It must reach the perfect consistency within minutes, absorbing water without becoming mushy. If a test batch doesn't cook properly, adjustments are made immediately to prevent future issues. One of the most critical steps in quality control is checking for contamination. Factories use advanced scanning machines to detect any foreign particles in the noodles. Metal detectors ensure that no unwanted objects accidentally make their way into the final product. If anything suspicious is found, production is halted, and the problem is investigated. Despite these precautions, some defective noodles still make it through. This is why there's another level of rejection at the end of the line. Any packets with visible cracks, uneven texture, or weight issues are separated from the good ones. Some rejected noodles are reprocessed into animal feed or used in other food industries, reducing waste. However, if a batch fails major safety checks, it is completely discarded. By the time the noodles leave this stage, they have been tested, inspected, and approved for packaging. Each block is the right size, the right weight, and the right texture, ensuring that when customers open the packet, they get the perfect bowl of noodles every time. The noodles have passed every test. They have the right shape, the right texture, and the right weight. Now they move to the final stage, packaging and distribution. This step ensures that the noodles remain fresh, protected, and ready for store shelves. The first step in packaging is sealing. Each block of noodles is placed inside its designated container, whether it's a plastic cup, a bowl, or a packet. If the noodles are packaged in a cup or bowl, a foil lid is placed on top and heat sealed, creating a tight barrier against moisture and air. For packet noodles, a durable plastic wrapper is wrapped around them and then sealed using heat and pressure. This airtight seal prevents outside air from getting in, ensuring the noodles stay dry and fresh for months. Once the noodles are securely packed, the next step is labeling. The packaging isn't just about protection, it also provides important details for the consumer. Each cup, packet, or bowl is printed with the brand logo, product name, and key selling points, such as spicy chicken flavor or made with real vegetables. Cooking instructions are also included, guiding customers on how to prepare the noodles in just minutes. Nutritional information is printed clearly, listing ingredients, calorie count, and allergen warnings. Expiration dates are stamped on each package, ensuring consumers know how long the noodles will remain fresh. Some brands also include QR codes that allow customers to scan for more product details, recipe ideas, or company information. Now that the noodles are packed and labeled, they are ready for storage. Even though they have a long shelf life, they must be stored in the right environment to maintain quality. The factory storage facility is kept at a controlled temperature and humidity level, preventing moisture from affecting the packaging or contents. Stacks of boxes are organized by production date, ensuring that the oldest stock is shipped out first to maintain freshness in stores. From storage, the noodles move on to distribution. Trucks arrive at the facility, ready to transport the product to supermarkets, convenience stores, and online retailers. Shipments are carefully loaded, ensuring the boxes are stacked securely to prevent damage during transit. For international distribution, containers of instant noodles are packed onto cargo ships heading to markets across the world. These containers protect the products from extreme temperatures, keeping them in perfect condition until they reach their destination. Once the shipments arrive at distribution centers, they are sent to stores and warehouses, where they are unpacked and stocked onto shelves. Some noodles go directly to large grocery stores, while others are sold online and shipped to individual customers. By the time they reach the hands of consumers, the noodles have passed through a long and carefully controlled process. From sourcing the best ingredients to high-speed manufacturing, strict quality checks, and careful packaging, every step is designed to ensure that each packet of instant noodles delivers the same taste, texture, and convenience people expect. Now they sit on store shelves, waiting for someone to grab a pack, take it home, and turn it into a quick, satisfying meal. Imagine a pot of water boiling, a packet is ripped open, and the dry block of noodles drops in, softening almost instantly. The seasoning packet is torn, releasing its rich aroma as it mixes into the broth. In just minutes, a hot, comforting meal is ready. A student takes a bite between study sessions, re-energizing for another late night of assignments. A worker heats up a cup at the office, grabbing a quick lunch before heading back to a busy shift. In another home, a family gathers around the table, adding eggs, vegetables, and spices to make the meal their own. Instant noodles aren't just food, they are part of everyday life, bringing warmth and convenience to people across the world. Only few people stop to think about the effort behind each packet, the wheat that was harvested, the machines that mixed and shaped the dough, and the workers who ensured every batch was perfect. Every step in the process, from farm to factory to store, makes it possible for a simple pack of noodles to reach millions of homes. We have walked you through an incredible and fascinating journey on how instant noodles are made in factory. Now, what do you think about this process? Do you have suggestions on the next manufacturing process we should bring up next? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and if you love this video, then don't forget to subscribe to this channel and turn on notifications. By doing this, you are encouraging us to put effort in releasing more videos. Also, like this video and share it so other people can see it and learn. See you in our next video.